Welcome to CodeZing.org. We're going to do a level 1 project today, coin flip. So you can find the code and a working example at CodeZing.org/coin. So let's head over there and grab the code. So if you go to CodeZing.org, you can head over to the level 1 code, scroll down to fair coin flip. So this algorithm is going to flip a coin for you in a very fair way, fairer than having your brother or sister or friend flip a coin. And I even on the website I added where you can put in who is the heads and who is the tails, just to make sure that there's no backsies, no trying to change your mind later. So let's see, Bob and Sarah are going to flip, and Sarah wins, it's tails. Try that again. You can not put the names in. It's the person who chose heads wins. Cool. Flips a coin. Neat. Alright, let's see. You can grab the code at the bottom, view Python code, and we will copy that and open up the Spyder IDE so we can start working on this. If you don't have Spyder or you don't have Python yet, head back to the website and follow the instructions to get it downloaded. It's free and open source, and let's dig in. So the first thing we're going to do, the first line of code, we're going to import random, and we use import random a lot in games just because you want it to do kind of a fair draw. We used it on the dice roll. We used it on the selecting from a list to give you the question and answer back. This one does the same thing, and it is going to get a flip value. So we import random. If you want more information on random, you can go to the web. We still have it pulled up. So if you go to Google and search Python random, it will show you all of the functionality in the random function, the random library that we're importing. So you can do a random integer, a random choice from a list, or a random sample, or a random range. A lot of powerful stuff in the random library. And you get access to all of it with one simple line. Import random brings in a lot of extra code into your Python project that you can access really easily. I kind of think of it as like adding an app on your phone. When you download the app, you get all the operations of that app included on your phone. So if you import a new library into your Python project, you get all of the functionality of that library in one line of code. So we're going to use that to do random.uniform, and we're going to go from -1 to 1. So uniform is just a statistical term. It's uniform distribution. It just means half of the numbers are going to be from -1 to 0, and half the numbers are from 0 to 1. And we can actually print out the flip value so you can see what it is. It'll be a decimal. And then down here we have something new that we haven't done in a project yet, an if statement and then an else, if-else statement. So the first one says if flip value, so it's going to draw this random number and give you flip value between -1 and 1. If the flip value is greater than 0, then print heads. So we're saying all of the values from 0 to 1 are going to be worth heads. And if that's not true, if the flip value is not greater than 0, which is the else, then print tails. So if flip value is greater than 0, print out heads to the console. If not, or else, print tails. So let's try that out. If we run it, we can see that it drew this random number, and since that's positive, greater than 0, it's going to print out heads. Let's do another one. This one's negative, so less than 0. So if flip value is greater than 0, that's false. It's not true because we're negative, so it's going to do the else statement. So you can actually do, this is what the computer is doing kind of behind the scenes. If we do flip value greater than 0, it's assessing or testing whether that is true. And so this will actually print either true or false. So let's see. So we get the print value is positive, and you can see it printed out true here. So it prints the flip value was the positive 0.55. This is just to add a space for easier reading. And then print flip value greater than 0. So it checks, is the flip value greater than 0? True, it is. And so then this evaluates to true, so it does what's after the if statement. Let's see if we can get a tails. So same thing, negative 0.82. So if flip value is greater than 0, print heads. It wasn't, so it didn't print heads, and it goes to the next statement, else, print tails. And you can see this print flip value greater than 0 evaluated as false. So that's how if and else statements work. One of the critical things that you need to do is the tabbing. So Python is dynamically typed, which makes it way easier than a lot of other languages, but it does mean that you need to be very careful with the spacing from the side. So even if I add one space, that's going to make it have trouble. See, so if I say flip value and I put that extra space in there, right, it starts to have a lot of trouble. Unexpected indent is what it says in the little error console, and then down here it says unexpected indent. So indenting is very important. And even if I got rid of that tab and I do that, it's going to say unexpected and indented block. So it's after the if statement, it's expecting there to be an indent. Since there isn't, it runs into trouble. And that's how you help Python figure out where one block of code ends and another begins. So the if statements and the else statements end with a colon, and then the tabbed information is what it's going to do if that's true. So I can have it do more stuff if that's true. Print heads wins. Print go heads. I like heads. And all of these are text strings enclosed in quotes. So if we run that and we come up heads, see it'll do all of those things. So it checks this out. If flip value is greater than 0, if that's true, then it's going to do this, and then go to the next one and do that, and the next one and do that, and so on. And if we get tails, let's get a tails here. There's a tails. So if the flip value comes up negative or less than 0, it'll look at this and say that's not true, and it will skip all of these lines and go to this statement, else print tails. So you can see it didn't print any of this out. So that's an if and an else statement, and then using random, kind of cool, a lot of cool stuff in there. Super important. We're going to be using that a lot, if and else statements. We're going to continue to use random quite a bit. If it seems confusing, you have any questions, feel free to add into the comments or email the team at CodeZing. The email address is info@codezing.org. You can also find that on the website. Feel free to ask any questions. If you come up with something cool, a new project using this template, feel free to submit it. If it's interesting, if it's neat, if it can help other people, we'll post it to the website and give you credit for it. So I hope you had fun with this one. Play around with it. Let me know if you find something cool. Alright, have fun coding.